That means that it has been 8 years that our governments have led us in the right direction and created a much stronger Jamaican economy. Obviously, there are still many serious problems, and most of our people are still only just surviving. But we can now start to reap the benefits of 8 years of sacrifice and start to build our economy. All sectors are now on a positive trend, including the manufacturing sector. Just a few positives to mention. We have a stable economy, and that has been for a number of years. We have an inflation rate that is rapidly declining since the impact of the COVID pandemic. The debt to GDP, I don't know what it is exactly, but I know it's below 90%. 8,000 new hotel rooms are in progress on record tourist arrivals. The manufacturing sector grew by 6.3% in 2022. 44 companies have listed on the Junior Stock Exchange, and I can assure you that there'll be many more in the next few years. Let us really use the opportunity of this expo to launch our businesses to a new level of success. Use this opportunity to build new partnerships and relationships. Be bold, and let's build Jamaica together. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together once more for our president, Mr. John Mahfood, on the excellent work done, sir. Congratulations on the return staging. And we are looking forward to see what will happen over the next few days. He says to be brave and let us launch our businesses and take Jamaica to the next level. I am so happy to hear that we are on board for that. And I'm happy to see that some of the best products in Jamaica is right here on display. When you walk through anywhere to all these aisles, it's all going to represent what is the greatest and the bestest here from our island home, Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to acknowledge your sponsors, because without them, this would not be possible. We'd like to acknowledge the Ministry of Industry, Investments and Commerce, and we're going to be hearing later on from the very dynamic speaker himself, Senator the Honorable Albin Hill as well. I want to say thank you so much again to the Ministry of Industry, Investments and Commerce. Our partner sponsors, JamPro, because they did the buyer recruitment partnership, and so we want to say thanks, yes. Big thanks to JamPro for carrying in all the buyers. Without you, this would not be possible. Powering this entire event, we have JPS, or Official Energy Partners. Thank you so much, JPS, for making sure the lights will stay on through and through. Thanks to Scotiabank. Scotiabank in the house. Of course, hi Kay, how are you? We also have with us NCB, the National Commercial Bank. Thank you so much, Team NCB. CMW Business and Flow Business, our official telecommunications partner. Access Financial Services Limited as well, giving us access. Big thanks to CB Foods Limited, our official food court partner, and I hear that they held nothing back. We have food and food and food, and the very best from CB Foods at the food court, so please make sure that you go on over there and indulge and enjoy. Big thanks to our other sponsors, the Jamaica Customs Agency, with Cinco Group Limited, our official beverage partners, team with Cinco. Trade Board Limited. We also have with us the Inter-American Development Bank, the Development Bank of Jamaica, Manpower Maintenance Services Limited. All right, Team Manpower doing their thing. Contracts Consulting Jamaica. We also have Affinity Technologies giving us good technology while we're here. We have Walker's Wood, Caribbean Foods, the official condiment partner for the food court. And we have to give it up for Walker's Wood, because we know anything that Walker's Wood touch, it tastes good. Am I right or am I right? Okay, good. Big thanks to Rainforest, National, Links, or official payment partner, True Shake, official Kids Zone sponsors. And you know, Expo Jamaica is a family-friendly event, so we do have an official Kids Zone as well. Thank you so much to True Shake. We have Hieroglyphics, Jamaica Special Economic Zone Authority, the Exim Bank. Thank you all so much. And we have to say thanks to our hotel sponsors and partners, the R Hotel, Terra Nova Hotel, the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Courtney Hotel, Altamont Hotel, and AC Hotel. Big thanks and a big round of applause, please, for the hotel providing accommodation for this time. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is only fitting that we hear from one of our official partners. At this time, please help me welcome to the stage Ms. Diane Nugent, Director of Business Development for the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPSCO, to bring her remarks. Please make her welcome.
Most Honorable Prime Minister and Her Holiness, distinguished ladies and gentlemen today in the House, good afternoon. The Jamaica Public Service Company is very pleased to be here this afternoon to witness the resurgence and official launch of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association Expo 2023. And we are delighted to be the official energy partner of this must-attend event. So if anybody's not here, they need to get here. This expo will be a hub of stakeholders doing business, networking, admiring the work of colleagues, and even the competition. And this is the place to be. This expo provides an opportunity for stakeholders across Jamaica. It's not just Kingston, it's across Jamaica, it's across the region. It's even across the globe, as we have heard before, to convene and strengthen partnerships. And as the young people would like to say, we're here for it. We offer hearty congratulations to the JMEA and all their partners on this 2023 Expo edition, especially after the break caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. We look forward to this being a part of the boost that our businesses and the economy in general requires. So let me tell you, JPS is fully aligned with the JMEA's objective of supporting the growth of Jamaica's economy under this year's theme, Connecting the World to Jamaica. And as JPS, we believe in connecting people, and so we join in connecting the world to Jamaica. We have been Jamaica's energy partner since May 25, 1923. We have not gone anywhere. And we're serving the length and breadth of this great country. From the hairdresser, and I tell you I love my hairdresser, from the hairdresser on her back porch and the small office startup to the cottage artisan and the exporter, along with all the hardworking citizens of this nation. This is a role we do not take lightly as we consistently work to improve service to our customers. So let me tell you, one, we continue to invest an average of over $80 million each year to improve the electricity grid, ensuring as best as possible minimal interruptions to your service. We want you to have smooth business. Two, we have provided tools to empower business operators with real-time information on their energy usage, allowing them to engage in greater energy efficiency efforts. And three, additionally, we are working with our key clients. We understand large customers, large clients, large manufacturers, to provide you with those customized solutions to help you meet your energy needs and your overall business objectives. So as we participate in Expo Jamaica, We will be showcasing trends in the evolving energy industry that will benefit all our customers and our partners. So visitors to the Expo will also gain insight into what we are doing to support the growth, the development of Jamaica's manufacturing and export sectors and the nation in general. So once again, we say congratulations to the JMEA on the staging of Expo Jamaica 2023, and we look forward to an extremely wonderful event. So let's keep connecting the world to Jamaica. Thank you.
And we say a hearty thank you again to JPS for their sponsorship and their partnership. Thank you again, Ms. Diane Nugent, for bringing remarks courtesy of JPS. It's good to hear that JPS is fully aligned to support the growth of Jamaica through powering our connection to the world. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing over the next few days. For many of you, you know why you're here, but let me just underscore it a little bit more. We're here to create awareness for the companies and the brands for Expo Jamaica. We're here to introduce current and new products. We're here to conduct products demonstration. You're here to smell it, feel it, taste it, interact with it, engage it, hold it in your hand, hold it to the light, look if it makes sense, turn it around, ask all the questions that you may have. We're here to generate international and local sales lead, to generate immediate sales on the show days, because the products are going to be so good, you're going to want to get it right away. We're here to build public relations. We're here to, of course, engage you, the buyers. We're here to forge partnership linkages and also put you in direct contact with customers, building new clientele, and also, and most importantly, globalizing the brands that are Jamaican. And we know that Jamaica continues to provide solutions to the world. Am I right or am I right? These little dots on the map, even though we're small in, geographically, if you look at us, we're like, oh, we're just right there. But truly, we provided the song of the millennium. You know this, right? We have the most amazing genre of music called reggae music. And we've packaged this with music that's online. We are trying to still package the speed of Usain Bolt. We haven't figured that out just yet. But we're working on it because we did give the world the fastest man and also the fastest woman. So we're on to something big. Jamaica is known for excellence, and that's exactly what we continue to give the world. At this time, I invite you to the stage to make his official sponsor remarks, Senator the Honorable Alvin Hill, our Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, a man very passionate about Jamaica and its growth. Please make him welcome.
I don't have the privilege of saying all protocols observed. I used to have that, but now I can't do that anymore. So, Ms. Debbie Bassoon, good to see you again. Master of Ceremonies, the Most Honorable Andrew Honus, Prime Minister of Jamaica, my cabinet colleagues, parliamentarians, members of the Diplomatic Corps and the Consular Corps, my own Minister of State, Dr. Norman Dunn. Thanks for all the work you've done in the ministry to help make this a reality. Mr. John Mahfood, who we've heard from, President of Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association. Mrs. Sansia Bennett Templar, my own permanent secretary, who has provided the money for this. So when the Prime Minister asked me about, oh, you did have money? No, Prime Minister, the permanent secretary has money. It's Mrs. Sansia Bennett Templar who has provided the money for us. Ms. Kamisha Blake, the Executive Director of the JMEA, has done a lot of work all over the place, night and day. Mr. Aswat Morgan, my good friend, tennis player. No, all he does is make money. He's a big exhibit here. Aswat has done a tremendous amount of work as the chairman of Expo Jamaica Committee and a prominent exhibitor, as I said himself, Mr. Alvin Campbell, who was he's the former manager of Expo Jamaica. Fellow sponsors, and I'm very proud to say fellow sponsors, and I'll say that again some other time, buyers, exhibitors, media practitioners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased as the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Jamaica's Business Ministry, to join with the speakers before me in welcome you all to Expo Jamaica 2023. Expo Jamaica is back, and Jamaica's Business Ministry is happy to be the title sponsor of the 48th staging of the largest exposition and trade show in the English-speaking Caribbean. This is a happy day in Jamaica for exhibitors, buyers, prospective investors, and all Jamaicans who planned, executed, and exhibits and have their exhibits here, and the thousands who will come and buy. We're told 18,000, maybe more. My ministry is happy to partner with the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association and others sponsors in bringing Expo Jamaica to our exhibitors, buyers, and consumers. Expo Jamaica represents the best of us in Jamaica, and our sponsorship underscores the government's commitment to give its fulsome support to the entire business sector. We are committed to it. This is the first in the Expo's 48th history that a government ministry has led as the title sponsor Jamaica's Business Ministry and our 20 agencies, all the JAMPROs, the Trade Board, the Jamaica Special Economic Zone Authority, Exim Bank, JBDC, all of them, committed to create an enabling environment that will see us grow exports and increase local and foreign direct investments into our country. We need that, and we're going to make sure we work at it. Every single agency of the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce is here for these 4 days, ready to engage with you, to explain our services and engage with visitors and players in the various sectors as we listen to your concerns and recommendations. I thank the team at the Ministry, led by our Permanent Secretary and the Chief Technical Director, Ms. Michelle Parkins, for their efforts to ensure the Ministry's full participation. This sponsorship has energized our staff members in the Ministry, and all the agencies and our staff members are ready to serve over these 4 days. Heartiest congratulations to Mr. John Mahfood, Aswad Morgan, Kamisha Blake, and the entire team at JMEA for your hard work in ensuring that Expo Jamaica returns to the national arena and the National Indoor Sports Center, not just one. We had to spread it to both. We needed the space, and that's very good news. This is the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic started in March 2020 that Jamaica and the JMEA is able to stage this premier event, and I know that the business community welcomes the return. The Andrew Holness administration has led us through the pandemic, to the other side, and to this very important event today. And the 250 exhibitors you heard from 30 countries, maybe more, because some of them don't register, we're happy to have them all here. The opportunities provided by the Expo in connecting the world to Jamaica are many. You'll see them here, you'll see them at your hotels. If you're a visitor, welcome to all of our buyers, and a special welcome to the delegation from the Republic of Guyana. Why? Because in recent past, in the last 4 or 5 months, I led 2 delegations to Guyana, and one of them was 73 business people. They decided they had to come to Expo. I had to get into some private negotiations with the JMEA board, and they were very gracious to accommodate them. But so we have people from Guyana, we have people from Trinidad that I led a trade delegation to, and of course, from DOMREP. There is Ambassador Angie Martinez, who was arranged for the DOMREP to be so gracious to us, she and her team. I will continue to lead the charge to expand existing and find new markets for Jamaican goods and services by taking business delegations to different cities and countries. So I have this charge for you. We must grow our exports exponentially. We have no choice. In 61 years, between 1960 and 2021, we had one single year where we had a positive balance. A long time ago, in 1966, that has to change. We have a perennially large negative trade balance. In 2021, it was 4.534 billion US dollars. That can't stand. We have limited land space and we cannot expand. We can't invade anything, it's only sea, so we can't expand. We have a population of only 3 million people at a per capita level that is not the highest in CARICOM. We will not become a wealthy country by selling to only 3 million relatively poor Jamaicans. We cannot do that. So, to expand our markets, our companies and people must export to markets which can afford our quality of goods and services. So now you understand why Jamaica's Business Ministry is the main sponsor of this event, and we will be relentless in pushing the export of Jamaican goods and services. So we put our money where our mouth is. The little money that the permanent secretary give us. We simply have no choice but to export a lot more than we do now. We're happy to sponsor Expo Jamaica 2023 and support the JMEA to connect the world to Jamaica. We are happy you're here. We want you to view what we have to sell, buy a lot of it, and have a grand time at Expo 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we put our hands together once more for Senator the Honorable Aubrey Hill, please? Thank you so much, sir, for your charge, your encouragement, reminding us that we must grow our export market exponentially, expansion through export to export. And now, of course, he says that we could not do this event by ourselves. We needed the support of all our sponsors. And we say big thanks to the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce for extending the support of connecting the world to Jamaica with your sponsorship. Thank you so much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our keynote presenter, this is what he does every single day, concentrating, focusing on how to bring the world to Jamaica. Concentrating on bringing the world, of course, and bringing Jamaica to the world, looking at the wonderful things that Jamaica has to offer to the world, and also making sure that we're doing the very best by the things that we do have here in Jamaica. The things that make Jamaica the place to live, to work, to raise family, and to do business. So it gives me great pleasure at this time to invite to the podium our Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, ONPC MP. Please make him welcome.
Thank you for your warm introduction, Debbie. Allow me to acknowledge Minister Hill and the members of the cabinet who are here. I see Ms. Lisa Hanna, MP. I am not going to say you're representing the leader of the opposition. For our visitors, that's an internal joke. Mr. John Mafood, the president of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association. Mr. Metrosiaga, president of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica. Our friends in the diplomatic corps who are here were always very supportive of the initiatives of Jamaica, heads of public agencies who are in attendance, other specially invited guests and partners, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to join you this evening at the official opening ceremony of Expo Jamaica 2023. The Jamaica Manufacturers Association and Exporters Association, Expo, is an exciting, highly anticipated, and well-loved national event for the business community, and indeed for all Jamaicans. The Expo has been held biannually since 1971. And I dare say that I've been to a few of them, if not most of them. And as a child growing up in Jamaica, when we would hear the outside broadcasts, it would sound so exciting. And I grew up not necessarily in a rural part of Jamaica, but I grew up outside of Kingston. And it was an exciting event to visit. And I recall visiting the Expo as a young primary school child. And then in later years, I would also make it a point of duty to visit the Expo. And I would always be fascinated by the gems that you discover manufactured in Jamaica. Not many people know of them, but they are some gems that are manufactured here. And that is the essence of the Expo. It is to expose the productive capacity, the innovation, the ingenuity, the creativity of Jamaican manufacturing. Obviously, there was a time when the country went through a very difficult economic period and manufacturing suffered. Now I'm pleased to report that we are seeing a resurgence of manufacturing. We take great pride in noting that we're seeing a 6% increase in the last statistics regarding the growth of the manufacturing sector. And we are expecting that the Expo this year will be bigger than it ever was, seeing that there is this pent-up energy as a result of us not having the opportunity to hold the Expo during the COVID-19 pandemic. But that is behind us. And now we are focused on the future. So I'm very happy to see the turnout here today. And I'm told that we are expecting over 18,000 visitors here. That's huge. In fact, that might be the largest that the Expo would have ever seen. We're also happy that we're seeing significant interest from our international buyers in all areas, in distribution, from our retailers, hotel purchasers, potential partners in various manufacturing endeavors. And as Minister Hill pointed out, there are several serious investors who are here, who have already struck business deals, but who are also here to see what else they can invest in. The Expo, obviously, it's a multi-sectoral endeavor, showcasing Jamaica's manufacturing capabilities across various areas, whether we have primary producers, whether it is we have promising startup businesses, whether it is fashion, whether it is construction, whether it is in food, we have a broad-based manufacturing industry here in Jamaica. And I'm certain that as a result of this expo and the exposure that this broad-based manufacturing base of Jamaica will get, our manufacturing will increase even greater. This evening, you will allow me, I'm sure, to take the opportunity to remind of the incredible story that Jamaica has experienced over the last 8 years, and particularly through the COVID period, the shock of the COVID-19 pandemic. And then coming out of that shock, the war in the Ukraine, supply chain disruptions, runaway inflation, and other disruptions, including disruption in energy prices. But against all of that, Jamaica's economic growth has surpassed the pre-pandemic levels. And that is an amazing achievement. More than 150,000 jobs were created or restored. And we are now seeing record low unemployment in Jamaica. In fact, economists would say that Jamaica is fast approaching full employment. Net international reserves as at March 31st, 2023 of US $4.15 billion, and this is up by 38% relative to the pre-COVID period. Jamaica has been recognized globally by several rating agencies and financial magazines for its exceptional performance before the pandemic, during the pandemic, but particularly its recovery and resilience after the pandemic. We have moved in terms of financial ratings from stable to positive. Not many countries can claim that after the pandemic. Now, enduring the worst global health pandemic and economic crisis for over a century is significant when you consider that we did it without triggering a debt crisis. We didn't borrow our way out of the pandemic. It did not trigger a balance of payment crisis. And it did not trigger a currency crisis. These are all things that the Jamaican economy at one time would have experienced them either singly or have had all three crises together. It did not happen. Of course, the average person may not see how this helps them. It is not something that people relate to immediately. But I have to use this opportunity to say that, yes, we acknowledge Jamaica is going through a difficult time, like all other countries in the world. But we can have hope in this difficult time because the economic management of the country has set the stage for a rapid and robust recovery. The sound policies of this administration will ensure that Jamaica recovers quickly, that the consumption power that is lost by virtue of inflation is recovered, that the incomes lost by virtue of any fallout in employment that occurred as a result of the pandemic, that those jobs are recovered. But more importantly, that the investments that have started in our infrastructure, in our roads, in our built environment, that those investments will continue apace and that new investment will come into our country to ensure that what matters to the people, more income, more employment, the protection of the vulnerable, the ability to access social services, that those critical things to make the Jamaican people feel that they are attaining the prosperity dream. It is the good economic policy, the good economic management that will ensure that the Jamaican people really feel and experience prosperity. Yes, I would clap for that. Despite the macroeconomic performance, we remain mindful that the global outlook is still not fully positive. We remain mindful that there are threats. We remain mindful that the headwinds have not abated. But we are confident that with our solid economic management, with the buffers that we have created, that we will be able to withstand those headwinds and we will sail the ship of Jamaica to the port of prosperity. Minister Hill pointed out that we must export. In fact, I recall saying export or die. That was indeed a theme once of the Jamaica Exporters Association. And it is still a theme that is relevant today. Minister Hill said, we will not become a rich nation if we don't export. I would turn it into the positive and say, we will export and become a rich nation. So as I reflect on the Expo, visiting it as a child and being quite fascinated by some of the gems that I discovered here, my thoughts then, and as I was growing older and studying economics, why is it that Jamaica, with all this creative energy in its manufacturing base, why is it that we weren't growing consistently and robustly over these many decades? Of course, I don't intend to bore you with any thesis as to why that might be the case. But one of the clear issues that we must address is energy. And that has been a major issue for manufacturers in Jamaica. So I'm happy to see that JPS is a sponsor of this event. And while I'm talking about sponsors, it is not unusual, but not usually the practice that the Ministry of Industry sponsors this event. But that the Ministry of Industry has sponsored the event is itself a signal of how important the government sees manufacturing to the growth of the Jamaican economy. And I want to bring the two things together. The importance of government policy in supporting export, but the importance as well of government policy in other areas, such as ensuring that we have available, reliable, and affordable energy. The Ministry of Industry and Commerce, through the Trade Board, has several initiatives. I'll highlight a few of them. The Step Up Initiative. I don't need to say anything more about that. The establishment of an Export Academy, which will provide free online information and training for businesses to boost their confidence to seek out export opportunities. And I'm advised that this will begin in July of this year. And the Trade Board is also working on a project to provide market intelligence and trade compliance information for markets around the world, which will be available online for businesses to register with the Trade Board. And finally, the Trade Board is striving for greater efficiency through the digitalization of its services so that customers can easily access its services. So the Trade Board is working to support exporters. The government as well, through its energy policy, is seeking to introduce new forms of energy into our energy mix, which will make energy in Jamaica more reliable, more available, and more affordable. And so I think I could use this opportunity to say that yes, we want our energy to be green, and we have started on that path to ensure that 50% of our energy is renewable, generated from green sources. We are currently doing a new integrated resource plan to make sure that when we do introduce more green energy up to 50%, that the entire grid is stable and that the capacity has been increased. You would also have heard me say in my budget presentation that we are exploring renewables that can fit into the category of firm capacity. So we are looking at pumped hydro storage and hydro, looking at the Mahogany Vale project, which I announced, as an important element in our energy mix. And we are starting now the process. I have met with the International Atomic Agency. Jamaica has to explore new technology in nuclear energy, small nuclear plants to generate energy in Jamaica, which will be cheaper, more stable, and more affordable. So the Jamaican government is serious about insulating our economy from energy shocks and high energy prices. These initiatives will not all materialize in 2 years. It may take a decade to materialize. But I want you to just reflect on it. We have been lagging for 40 years. Let's start doing things differently now. Let's start looking at the big picture to transform our country. Let's start looking at the big projects that are going to make the difference. And that is what we are investing in now, to create a new paradigm in energy in Jamaica. So a two-pronged strategy. One, the Ministry of Investment and Commerce must walk the streets of investment. They must get out into the world, knock on the doors, introduce Jamaica to investors, bring investors here, support our exporters here. And the other strategy is to change the fundamental parameters that can reduce your cost of production, increase your capacity, and ensure that you can innovate, integrate technology, and compete effectively with the rest of the world. And that is what your government is doing. So you will understand why I'm so happy to be here to participate in the opening of the Expo, but to communicate with you what it is that the government is doing. In the noise that takes place in our marketplace, these relevant facts sometimes escape our citizenry. And they get sidetracked and distracted by all kinds of things that really don't make sense and don't impact on the big picture. One thing you'll realize about me as your Prime Minister, I don't get distracted. I focus on the goal. And the goal is to ensure that our Jamaican people can achieve the prosperity that has been promised to them for so long. But because of short-term thinking, distractions, and following ideologies that really don't support development, we have sometimes taken a winding path. But this Prime Minister is ensuring that we take the straight path, the direct path to our progress. So when you look at what we have achieved as a government, it is solid. The criticisms are, some of them don't really speak to the effectiveness of what we have done, and because they can't. What we are doing will ensure that Jamaica becomes a prosperous country, that Jamaica will grow, that we will increase our exports, we will increase our jobs, and that Jamaica will be the place to live, work, raise families, do business, and retire in paradise. Finally, it is with the greatest pleasure that I, on behalf of the people of Jamaica, welcome to Jamaica the registrants from overseas. Antigua and Barbuda, yes. The Bahamas, Belize, Bermuda, the British Virgin Islands, Barbados, Canada, the Cayman Islands, China, Colombia, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Dominica, the Republic of Ghana, our brothers and sisters from the continent, Grenada, Guyana, and we've been doing exceptional work in creating trade ties with the growing promise in Guyana. Japan, our traditional trading partner. Mexico, Oman, new trading partner. The United States, faithful traditional trading partner. St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Suriname, Sweden, Turks and Caicos, Trinidad and Tobago, long-standing trading partner. The United Kingdom, long-standing trading partner. The US Virgin Islands, and we welcome Yugoslavia. My message, Jamaica is awakening. Jamaica is growing. Jamaica is focused. Jamaica has proven to be solid, robust, and resilient. This is the place, in fact, Jamaica has possibly the most stable economy in the English-speaking Caribbean. If there is a place to invest, it is Jamaica. So come here and do business. And of course, after you're finished, drive on that beautiful North-South highway and go on the North Coast. Or you could go east and go to Portland. Lovely. Or you could go west and go on the South Coast of St. Elizabeth and enjoy what you probably know more about Jamaica: sun, sea, sand, and some other things. Thank you, everyone.